Hey folks, welcome to Ruskin's Boneyard. My buddy Ben asked me to demonstrate boning a leg of lamb. So here I've got a leg of lamb and I'm going to bone it. Now, I will just say I am not a butcher, I'm not brilliant at this. I'm going to show you how I do it, how I get through the day when I have to do this, but don't please take this as some sort of perfect representation of how this is done. Okay, first thing, we want to use a boning knife. Flexible boning knife like this one, it's Victorinox one. Very, very cheap and cheerful. We just want to sharpen it a bit. I'm just using a steel, just setting the angle. And we particularly want to have a go at the tip because that is where most of the work by this knife is going to be done. Okay, so here's our lamb leg. See what we got here. Oh yes. Let's put that down there. So the first thing, we've got some bits of string here which we can just take off. There we go. String off. Now, what we can see when we look at these legs of lamb is that there's kind of a thick side here and then a leaner bit along this bone, and then there's actually another bone in here. It looks like it's one bone, but it's not. There's a hinge. You can just see that moving. There's a hinge about here somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start by taking one cut down the thick portion towards the main bone at the end. So I'm just going to go in here, right down to the bone, and then all the way down to the end. And as we open this out, you can start to see the bone there. And we just want to use the tip of the knife, just run it along. I don't know if you can see that. We're just running the knife along, just very, very gently separating the meat away from the bone. And there's no rush, you know. We're not butchers in a shop with customers. We just want to carefully work this lamb off the bone. Here we go. So this side, I'm just going to try and put this so you can see. I'm just running the tip of the blade along here as we pull it away, just exposing more and more of the bone. Now where we get to these joints here in the middle, we just come out a little bit, go in again. As soon as you can, try and get back to keep the bone as clean as possible when it's boned. But you know, don't worry, if you bone it out and there's a load of meat still left on the bone, stick the bone on the grill, put it in the oven. Do whatever you want, and then you can just sit there eating it like a caveman, which is awesome. So here we go, just going round this big joint, ball joint at the back here. So now, let's just move this stuff away. There's some quite tough tendons in a lamb bone, in a lamb leg, where we join onto the bones. So don't worry if you find it a bit hard to get through them. It does help just to be patient and obviously to use a sharp knife. Now I'm just going to come down the back of this bone. Just down the back here, just the tip of the knife, and it's all just coming away now. Here we go. Now we can really see that flexibility of this joint. The meat's not there to hold it together anymore. Just keep turning it away, and just as you put pressure on the meat, let's get this so that you can see, as you put pressure on the meat, you're just seeing the next little line that the knife needs to follow. So here I can see tendon under here. I'm just going to cut through that, through here, through here, through here, through here, just working the knife down it. Now we can just separate away this down here. Now we're not going to get this stuff off here, we don't really need that. We can just cut that away around what I guess is kind of like a kneecap type section up by the joint. So that is just going to come out for us. I'll show you this last bit. So yeah, there's this piece in here, so I'll show you that. Take this all away. And now there's our bone free, and we just have this one little piece in here. It's like it is basically a kneecap piece. So I'm just gonna take that out. And what we have then is a boned out leg of lamb. Now, what are we going to do with that? Well, what I like to do, I like to halve them, because half of this is about right for feeding sort of, well, my family, which is 2 adults and a child. If I take this, half of this, either of these 2 pieces, I can put these on the grill, and that's going to present a really good meal for us. So I tend to freeze them, I vac seal them and freeze them in these portions. Okay, so I hope you give it a go, hope it works out for you, let me know.